Hello there, I'm Miguelius. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? I'm absolutely fine. I've literally just woken up again. Whatever time it is that you're watching this, good morning. And this could be a long one. I want to open up. We're talking about popularity and stuff today. And I want to, open up by talking about some of my own success, something that I think is great. This channel has existed for such a damn long time. Probably longer than a lot of people who are watching this have been alive. And last year, I had the fantastic news that, it was the most popular year on this channel yet. I think the previous year was the most popular year as well. I think the previous year I did about 60-something thousand views. Last year I did 127,000 views. I was really happy about that. Well, I'm here to tell you that last year was the most popular year on this channel until now. And now it's this year. Yes, this is the most popular year on the channel of all time. I just hit, I think, 134,000 views, which is amazing coming from a channel as old as this, but even more amazing when you consider the fact that, yes, it's May. That's amazing. What a fantastic feeling. And I know it comes down to the shorts, but I have such a great time making them. It's a format that I really love. Now, I know we've had TikTok for a while, but I wasn't going to be the guy who made a TikTok account. I was the YouTube guy, and so this short situation really works for me. And now I also have a TikTok as well, which is doing really well too. So positive news there all around. But who's even more popular than I? Do you know that Drake, the musician, he's a super popular guy? Did you know this? Did you know that Drake is really popular? And did you know that he just put out an album called ICEMAN? He put out 3 albums. ICEMAN, Maid of Honor, and Objectivity. I'm not sure how to pronounce that other one. But yeah, he actually put 3 new albums out, and they're really popular. Did you know that ICEMAN's really popular? And did you know, fun fact for you here, that ICEMAN's actually made Drake more popular than Kendrick Lamar by almost twice as much. And if you didn't know this, just go ahead and log into any of my social media accounts and just go on the feed. Every single post is about it. You can learn that way by looking at literally any post on my feed. They'll all tell you about how popular ICEMAN is right now. And I know I'm going to sound really bitter here because I'm a huge Kendrick fan. I'm a massive Kendrick fan, almost obsessively so. I have my damn collector's edition on proud display, which is just the same album, but it plays in reverse. But it also has a batch number on the back, and I absolutely love that. Although T-Pab is, it clears for me. It's one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. But I'll say, in the vein of what I'm talking about here, that despite the fact that, Kendrick is, I'm a huge fan of his, and it's going to feel like this is all just me, saying that, Drake doesn't deserve this because Kendrick is so much better. I am the type of guy to say, okay, I was super happy when Kendrick won a bunch of Grammys, and when he's, the spotlight is on him, he's getting the flowers that he deserves. I mean, he's always got flowers. He's always been critically acclaimed, but, massively so recently. But my response was, this is great. Why with GNX? Because GNX, as much as, and we're going to go into this as what the video is about, as much as I enjoy the album, it is his weakest project since Section 80. And so to see, why wasn't this with T-Pab? Why wasn't this with Good Kid, Mad City? Those albums are timeless masterpieces, and he gets it on GNX. It's just mind-blowing to me that it's happening now, although it's sort of an indication of where the culture is. It's important what's happening around him as well as the music itself, and I guess that kind of feeds into what we're talking about here. So I am able to say, hey, I'm glad that Kendrick's doing well. I'm glad the numbers are up, but I'm still going to be critical of the work that he does, and I'm not just going to lay back and say this is amazing and everything he does is amazing, because look, the numbers are looking so great. GNX as a title song is not a good song, and I can say that. As of Mr. Morale, I think there have actually been a couple of weak Kendrick songs. Purple Hearts is one of them, but I just don't get what he was trying to do on the title song for GNX, and I can say that as a fan, and I can say that kind of feeds into why I'm just, it can be a little bit frustrating that people are paying attention to Kendrick, and he's getting his flowers for GNX and not T-Pab, which is flawless, or Good Kid Mad, or even Damn, or even Mr. Morale. I love Mr. Morale. I think it's a tremendous album. And I can say that because I'm approaching something critically, and I'm not just, saying, I like this and it's amazing, which unfortunately I'm seeing with Drake. For some reason, we're in this horrible era where we have to reteach media literacy, except this time we're teaching the lesson and no one's listening. And I know that it can come across as a little bit condescending and a little bit, it's punching down and patronizing for someone to get online and be like, no, here's how media literacy works. I understand that. I know. I probably wouldn't like to hear it either. Someone speaking down to me and telling me how to learn about basic, things. But at the same time, can you blame someone for feeling that way? And trying to teach people about media literacy in 2026, we should be better at this than we've ever been, because now we have the internet. We have, we're consciously aware of other people's opinions. We read about them all day. We're surrounded by other people just in this virtual space. Our media literacy should be second to none. It should be better than it's ever been, and yet it's the opposite. It's got so much worse, and we're not approaching things critically, and we're not even trying to put an objective skew on the things that we're viewing or hearing in this instance. And let me tell you something. ICEMAN is arse. It's a fucking terrible album. It's not good. He drones on monotonously for over an hour, just whining, searching the floor for similes like a metal detector. And it's just one note, uninteresting, boring. Some of the beats are okay, but that's about as far as it goes. I gave this album a 4.8 or 48. An album of the year.org, and it looks like Pitchfork agree. I think they give it the same score. Maybe I gave it a 4.9, one of the two. And yeah, it deserves it. It reflects it. It is not a good album by any stretch of the word, but that's okay. It's okay if you like it. It's okay to go in and go, but I don't know, but actually I like the beats, and I like the way he raps. I don't know how he could, but I like the way he raps. I would say his flows, but there aren't really any on the album. But yeah, that's all for me. Okay, great. Enjoy it. Have fun with that. And I'm not even asking you to accept what's good and what's bad, because it's difficult to do that. And I'm not sure you even can. But coming at the situation by saying, look at these streaming numbers, look how popular he is. It's clutching at straws, and it's approaching the situation from an incorrect angle, and therefore it sort of invalidates, it doesn't even need invalidating. You don't need invalidating that the album is good. You just need a different approach to how you're approaching the album, to say you like it. There is a difference between liking a product and thinking it is good. Now, the difficult thing is that it's art and it's media. It's difficult to quantify it and put it onto an objective scale. And now, we have these systems, and I think the closest thing we have to viewing music and art on a sort of objective scale, which is impossible, we can't do that, is aggregate critic scores. Something like the critic score, and I mean critic score, something like the critic score on Metacritic or Album of the Year, or if you're into gaming, Open Critic, stuff like that. That's the closest thing we have, because that's trained individuals who have dedicated themselves to understanding art, who have then gone out and given you a score, and then we aggregate that by putting them all together. And that's the closest thing we have, but it's still not a thing. It's still not the thing we have to quantify and make objective art, because how many people reviewed an album? What's their affiliation? What do they enjoy? What are they looking for? How are they approaching the album? Was their coffee cold in the morning? And again, yeah, how do you compare the critic aggregate score for something like ICEMAN, which would have 43 reviews, critic reviews, versus something like Holding Absence that has 4? And that's nothing against Holding Absence. I actually quite like their last album. But how do you compare that? And you just can't. The score is going to fluctuate based on how many critics there are and who they work for and what they're doing. So even the best and closest thing we have to quantifying this thing objectively is flawed. Even when we were looking at science, an area where you can quantify it and you can, to your best ability, and you can be objective with it. The scientists will say, no, we cannot prove this until it is absolutely 1000% locked in. And even then, it's never like proof, because we're still going to dedicate ourselves to disproving this thing. So it can never be 100% like locked in proof. It just can't happen. And that's with science, dude. This is music. This is something so wishy-washy and loose and like, but it has this vibe and all of this, It's impossible to be completely objective about it. So I do understand that. And I know that sometimes it can feel like critics are trying to tell you that you shouldn't like this thing because it's bad. And I'm here to tell you something. And if you come away with any, thought here, I want it to be this. And that's that critics are not telling you can't like this thing because it's bad. They're just telling you that objectively, on their scale of what is objectively good or bad, it's bad. You can still like it. And I think that's the big difference between a critic approaching, a piece of art and a user approaching a piece of art, a very outspoken user. A critic is telling you this is bad, but you can still like it. Whereas a user is telling you, I like this, therefore it can't be bad. And I hate that approach. I really hate that approach. It's why I don't pay attention to user scores for anything, really. But it's obnoxious, it's self-serving, it's assuming, and it's sloppy. If you're going to give your opinion on something, you have to be open to this notion that just because you like it, it doesn't make it good. That's very important. And there's another parallel that I think runs very close to the Drake situation and is very connected to the Drake situation. And here I think is going to be a lot more ranty, but it's a film, and you probably already know which film I'm referring to right now. It's being talked about, just like Iceman, and it has some similar issues, just like Iceman, which is Michael. It's the film that I hate the most that I haven't seen. But Lord, I hate this film. Oh, I hate this film so much. And no, I haven't seen it. No, although I feel as though I have, because we kind of all have. But no, I haven't seen this film. How do I know I hate it? A lot of people immediately going to check out that. Oh, fuck off. How could you hate something you've never seen? Shut up. Leave it alone. And no, I haven't seen the film. But I can claw together the pieces as to, why I wouldn't like the film anyway. But I just hate the film. I hate everything that the film stands for, and it makes me very frustrated. Now, I'll tell you why I know that I wouldn't like this film. I could tell immediately from the first trailer when it said from the creators of Bohemian Rhapsody. I hate that film. It's trash. It's not a good biopic. Again, you can like it. I know people who like it. Great. I know why they like it. The reason they like it is the reason I don't like it, and the reason I hate it. Because Bohemian Rhapsody was terrified of its own skin. It refused to criticize, why am I drawing a blank? Freddie Mercury in any way, shape, or form. And it told this light, fluffy, inconsequential, surface level, boring, just a terrified story where it's like, he's amazing and he could do no wrong. He's a deity. And I knew the moment I saw that they're dealing with Michael Jackson, they're going to do the same thing, aren't they? Then the reviews start rolling in, and every criticism is of the same thing. They do nothing to even touch the controversy of the most controversial celebrity of all time. Nothing. Arguably the most controversial celebrity of all time. Maybe it'll be someone like Trump now. But this man was accused for decades of being a pedophile, and you don't touch controversy in his biopic. Wow. Staggering, genuinely staggering. And I understand, there are a lot of details emerging that it's for legal reasons. There's some sort of legal reason they couldn't touch it. Then don't release the film. It's not a biopic if you're not covering the most, honestly, second to the music, the most important part of his life. It sucks if it isn't true, but it's the case. Why make a biopic? It's so frustrating. Just don't release it then. And what's even worse is I have been told by someone who saw the film, and I've seen this online from several people now, that it's sequel baited, and they say that all the controversial stuff is going to happen in a sequel to a biopic. Oh, fucking hell. I don't even know what to say anymore. And that is disgusting. Yeah, it's despicable. It is. It's just despicable regardless. Because if he didn't do what people say he did, if Michael wasn't a paedophile, although that being said, to be honest with you, I have to be honest, though I'm not going to say I don't care about that angle, but I don't know how you can excuse Michael Jackson sleeping in a bed with other children, from parents, other children who aren't related to him in any way. I don't know how you can excuse that. And regardless of whether he did anything wrong, like sexually with his children, sleeping in the same bed as them is disgusting. And I don't think we should just be allowing this as a society. One of the reasons we have law is to set an example, and we should not be setting the example that if you're a really good singer and you came out with some great bangers, you can sleep in a bed with children who aren't related to you. I don't think that's the standard we should be setting just because he made some good music. It would be more despicable if he did disgusting things, but I think this is despicable, and I think that the parents should be made responsible, and I think we should be morally making, even though he's not alive anymore, Michael Jackson an example in a different way, not treating him as a deity. But if he did all these kids, then we're using the trauma that he went through and being called a paedophile and referred to as Wacko Jacko, the pedo, and having these South Park episodes against him and stuff like that. The trauma that he went through, via all of that is being used to sell a sequel. And if he did do it, that's even worse. The trauma that the victims went through is being used to sell a sequel to a biopic. That is fucking disgusting. And I hope the producers get everything coming to them. I will not support this film. It's absolutely despicable. And good. I'm glad that I don't have to support this film, because it's going to be arse. It's going to be trash. It's going to be May. Let me tell you something. I'm going to predict some things that happen in this film. There's going to be a scene where Michael sat there and he's like tapping his toes or tapping his knee. And then maybe he hears like someone whistling a tune in the background, maybe like a janitor going. In case you couldn't tell, that was Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, which is a great song. But he hears that and he's like tapping along, and he's like, what if I made this an orchestral version? And then he like constructs it out of little pieces and little bits, and then you hear a transition of him going "Ooh!" from shot to shot, and then suddenly he's on stage or he's in a recording booth singing Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and everyone's looking at him like, oh my god, man, this is crazy. Whoa, tapping, like moving their head back and forth, like, yeah, this is what. Oh wow, this sounds great. And then he's in a producer's room, an executive producer room, and they're like, we want you to make this type of music and appeal to this demographic. But Michael says, no, I don't want to do that, because he cares too much about the music and not about making money. And his parents want to push him into making money. And, do this for the family, Michael. And then, the Jackson 5, they're doing well, but Michael wants to split away. And it's like, you can't do that because you're doing so well commercially, Michael. And there's a scene where he's speaking to his buddies and he's like, oh, I don't know what path to take, man. Like, I could be making more money, but I care about the music. Well, you should go with the music, man. Go with your heart, man. And there's a sunset in LA scene. And of course, there's a scene where they're on tour and, there's a shot of a tour bus and it crossfades over a calendar that flicks away, telling you that time is progressing. I bet at least one of those scenes is in this film, because it's cookie cutter, it's generic, and it misses out all of the important parts. It is unconfident, weak, and pathetic, and it can't handle controversy. It can't handle doing anything but tell you that Michael Jackson was a great singer. And this entire story is available to everyone because it's what fucking happened. And I know that talking about the controversy, we'll be talking about what happened as well, but at least there's something interesting to talk about. We know that Michael Jackson has some great songs. We know that he's popular, and all you are doing beyond creating some of his performances and music videos is telling people he was popular. He went on tour. The studio execs wanted him to make more commercial music. Okay, we knew that. We knew all of that. It's yeah, it's pathetic. It really just, I don't like the film. But again, if you do, fine. And I can see why you would. It's a shut your brain off and enjoy it movie. And the people are telling you, this guy was great. This guy you like was great. These biopics are basically just confirmation bias packaged up into a movie. And if you like that, I understand. I would enjoy it if someone walked over to me and said, hey, I just want you to know that Halo 3 is an amazing game. I'd be like, you are so correct. What an amazing video game. How great. And I've watched videos where they just glaze Halo 3. But if I want to watch a good video, I'd rather watch a video about the Halo 2 dev cycle, where they had to beg to have an extension and threaten to leave their jobs to have their time extended, and had to sleep under the desk to get the work done. That is a way more interesting story, and the result's a masterpiece. But the trials and tribulations are a lot more interesting to me. If someone came up to me and told me that TPAP is a masterpiece, I'd be like, oh yeah, it is a masterpiece. Thanks for telling me. What do you like about it? What's great about it? But what would be even more interesting is if they're like, I'm going to be honest with you, I like it, but I think that Mortal Man is just a bit too on the nose. I'd be like, well, that is really interesting. Let's have a chat about this. It's way more interesting when you open yourself up to the notion that not everything is perfect. In terms of what your favorite artist is doing, your favorite director is doing, your favorite writer is doing. You may love Harry Potter, and you may even fuck with transphobes. But it's interesting to, take a dive into why were some of the characters in her book why did they have racist names? I just want to say it. Cho Chang, Arthur Shacklebolt is one of the only black characters in her books, and it's why? Why did this happen? It'll be a lot more interesting to engage with the why, rather than just glazing it and saying it's perfect and saying it's amazing. And you can feel that way. I feel that way about so many pieces of work. Songs in the Key of Life it's infallible. It's perfect. It's a perfect album. But the discussion around it could be so much more interesting if you said, I actually don't understand why people think songs like Sergic and As, please. It would be tough to hear a criticism of As, I will admit. I do think it's one of the best songs ever made. But if you feel that way, let's have a chat about it. It's far more interesting. Open yourself up to the notion that just because you like something, it is not infallible, it is not perfect, it can be flawed, and you want to hear why. It could open you up to new things. You could discover new artists by trying to fill in those blanks and figuring out, okay, what is it that, this person's seeing that I'm not seeing? It makes the conversation a lot more interesting. And you have to be open to criticism of Michael, because the thing is, it leads to complacency, right? Just glazing things just because you like them, just because they sound good in your ear, just because it feels nice to hear them, it's stimming. Liking things for that reason leads to complacency, and it leads to people making things just for people to like, rather than making things that are good. It's an unchecked system where if Drake goes into an album like ICEMAN saying people don't care about the critics, it doesn't matter what the critics say, then he's just going to make something that is as surface level as possible and isn't going to be critiqued, and no one is going to analyze and if it is bad. And if people aren't looking for the bad, he's not going to care about it. He's just going to make something without worrying about it being bad. And I mean, you could say that's a good thing and maybe it's liberating, but at some point we have to understand that if you're not going to be critical of any piece of art, and you're just going to be like, well, Bill liked it, so therefore it must be good, then no one's going to worry about what really is good, and no one's going to care about making something that is good. And that's a slippery slope, and it's worrying. I think it's something that could happen after a long time. It's not something I'm worried about in the immediate future. I think people are still very critical of things, but over time, this could end up being an issue. I definitely think so. And it would be annoying to look back at this and be like, this is because people were frustrated that, I said that I didn't like something that they liked. And now look, no one really cares anymore. But yeah, I think that would be a very long way off. And I think that, creatives are always looking to be critically acclaimed. And I think we all sort of secretly know that, let's be honest with you. But yeah, that's my rant on that. It did go on for a long time. We ultimately, look, there is a difference between liking something and something being good. And like I said, if you come away with any message from this video, let it be that a critic is not telling you something is bad, therefore you shouldn't like it. And for the same reason, can you please stop telling everyone that you like it, therefore it's good? Okay? Both of those statements are wrong. Be critical and really stare down the barrel of the thing that you like and analyze why it is or isn't good. And those are my thoughts on that. And I'll see everyone later. I know I made it to the end of the video. There is no shot.